Well, as you saw on the previous video, I fitted the gimbal on the front of the F450 and I couldn't get it working properly at first, and I really did lose my temper with it. So when I was trying to figure things out, when I completely lost the plot, I suppose, I bought a Taro. The Taro 2D, I think it's the version 2, well yeah, I hope it's the version 2 anyway, which I've got working. They feel actually quite a lot heavier than the one I've got on here now, so what I'm going to do is put that on there. I've got the old, or well, it's actually a new gimbal. Anyway, I've got it off, which is here. Now, just as a comparison between that and the Taro, apart from the motors, so you can see the size difference with all the main board and the wiring and everything else is much smaller. So, as a weight comparison, turn that on. The old one, I'm trying to do this one-handed. We'll leave all the wiring off and everything. So we've got 167 grams. And then the Taro with a bit of the wiring is 135 grams. Obviously I've taken the main mount off, which I don't need, so all I've got is just the bare essentials, so as I can mount it on the front. So I've got to start making a mount for it now. I've taken it down to the bare minimum that I need on the mountings. Now I'm going to have to mount it somewhere on the actual the motor surround. So the one thing about these Taro gimbals is you have to keep it completely still, otherwise it won't initialize. So if you're actually holding it, all you get is an orange light and it just won't do anything. So you keep it still. It initializes and goes absolutely mental, and you can see when I tilt the motor it actually stays completely stable. So that is the only way I can possibly mount it, have it on a front mount, is mounting it somewhere on this motor. Well, I've decided that the mount itself, I'm going to have to slightly change it. So what you have to do is, if I can find the original bit, right, the mount, I've had to change it slightly. So the original down strut, the bit that it actually hangs off, I don't know if you can see all this actually. So that actually fits in there, and the camera mount sits on underneath there, like that. So what I've done is cut that piece off there, and it is now going to fit on the back of the motor mount, purely because the suspension point is actually here. So when you put the motor in, and you put the motor in, which goes like that, this arm then goes in the middle there. So I need to put the stress point here, which is where it's going to be mounted. So it's a slight bit more weight than originally, which is another 11 grams. but that should work now. All I've got to do is assemble it all. I built the mount. It's not the tidiest of mounts, but it'll do the job. The control board is now on the side like that. It's just wedged in at the moment. I've got to find out how to mount it properly. But that will fit nicely on the front there, like that. And it should actually be at a prop site. So I've just got to wire it all up, put it back together and try it. Oh, incidentally as well, if you have a look at the Taro when you get it, there's this screw that sticks out here. Now, make sure you don't try and jam your GoPro in there because it just damages it. All you do is just unscrew it out the back side. Now, the simple reason for that, or Taro actually say, it's counterbalance. If you use the GoPro lead, the power video lead on the side there, you take that screw out, and if you don't use that lead and you just use the GoPro as it is, you leave the screw in. And I don't know how something that small is a counterbalance, and believe me, it isn't. So may as well just take it out.